Well, okay. I think we'll just get started. Someone was asking a very interesting question. A quick one. While recording on the sniping tool, can the host actually know that you're doing so? No, they will not. They will not be able to know that you're doing that. Today's lesson link. Yeah, today I didn't want to share the link to the lesson today. I didn't want to share the link to the lesson. That is basically the notes, because I wanted for us to go through the notes. I've realized anytime I send the notes, kuna watu wengi hawaingii darasa. But now if we don't send the notes, they come to class. But afterwards, we'll get to share this. So anyway, karibuni sana. Welcome to this particular session today. Just a quick recap on what we have learned so far. Today, this is a session 7. No. Guy, today is a session 8, right? This is session 8 today, actually. Am I right or wrong? Yeah, today is session 8. And yesterday we talked about communication tools. Yeah. We talked about Zoom and Google Meet. Wala watu tulisema when you join a session, you mute your microphone. Yeah. Do you guys remember? When you join a virtual session, mute your microphone. Ili, we are able to follow. So someone is saying, hi Elvis, hi Mercy. Good, thank you. So, we talked about Gmail as well. How many people have written an email? Yeah. How many people have written an email in the past 24 hours? If you've written an email, and what was the subject of your email address? Who are you writing to? What was it? Was it a job that you were applying for? Right? So you can actually get to share that in the chat section of this particular session so that we can know what you are doing. But anyway, we also talked about WhatsApp and we also talked about Slack. Then our session today is going to be about online safety, how to protect yourself, how to protect your identity and information online. We'll also talk about recognizing scams, fraud, and unsafe behavior. Right? We'll also talk about practicing digital hygiene for safer browsing and tech use. Those are some of the things that we're actually going to be discussing in the session tonight. Good. We'll also get to talk about artificial intelligence, introduction to AI. We're going to introduce ChatGPT. All right. So we will discuss a few things. What is ChatGPT and how does it actually get to work? We will also talk about how to access it. That is, how to access ChatGPT. And are there the free alternatives that you can actually get to use? We'll also talk about practical ways to use AI in daily life. All right. Those are some of the things that you're going to be talking about. How you can use AI in your daily life. Yeah. So how can you get to use AI every single day? All right. We're going to be looking at writing, research, and planning to problem solving. So let me proceed on today. In 2025, most people are actually online, but many still fall for scams. Let me ask a question. Who has been scammed? Is there anyone over here who's been scammed in the past 24 hours? How much money did you lose? And what was the scam? Nowadays, people are investing in things that you've never even heard of. So by the end of this session, you'll know how to keep your data safe, how to use ChatGPT like a smart assistant. Hey, someone has lost 4,500 today. Ama umeambiwa kuna yeah? How many people are going to maandamano tomorrow? How many people are joining the streets tomorrow? Kila mtu ako kwa street kesho. Yeah. Okay. Now, we will also look at how we can use ChatGPT like a smart assistant for school. And some of the common mistakes that you will find with people. Yeah. So this is going to be a wholesome session, trying to educate you on the importance of really, first of all, digital safety online. So let's have a brief conversation. Online safety and protection strategies, hands-on explanation on ChatGPT. We will proceed like that. Now, in our session tonight, before I even begin, I want to read something for you. Using the same password everywhere is like locking all your doors with the same key, then leaving that key under the welcome mat called 123456. How many people have a password that is probably 123456? Is there anyone over here? You've put such a password. We'll talk about ChatGPT, and our definition is this. Asking ChatGPT to do your homework without reading the answer is like hiring a genius assistant, then ignoring them and failing anyway. All right. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So let's talk about online safety. Let's begin with online safety, ladies and gentlemen. Online safety. Online safety can also be called cyber safety or digital safety. This means protecting yourself, your devices, and your personal information while using the internet. Yeah? How many people have set passwords for their phones? How many people have set passwords for their phones? How strong is your password? I want to know how strong your password is. There are people who write passwords. You set your password. How many people have used their boyfriend's name or girlfriend's name as their passwords? Maybe let me ask that. Joy of my life 123. Yeah. The password is stronger than your relationship. You've put a very strong password, a password that happens to be stronger than your relationship. Online safety, it involves being aware of online risks and knowing how to avoid them. So why does it really matter, especially in Kenya and Africa today? Number one, many Kenyans use mobile phones. Let me repeat that. Most Kenyans, quite a number of Kenyans use mobile phones, and they use public Wi-Fi without protection. Where you just go anywhere and you connect to public Wi-Fi. And then one day when you wake up, you realize you've lost all your money. You start saying, hey, something happened. Yeah. The reason as to why, first of all, you need to be aware of online safety is because most of us use mobile phones and public Wi-Fi without protection. We also have the current rising of online scams, fake job offers, and fraud, which are actually increasing daily. And you see, a small mistake like clicking a bad link can lead to lost money, identity theft, or data leaks. How many people have ever clicked on a certain link on Facebook, and then all of a sudden your Facebook inatumia watu pornography? How many people have ever been in such a situation? And then you start apologizing to everyone, telling them, it's not me, I was hacked. You clicked on a link that you should not have clicked on. How many people have experienced that thing? Yeah. You click on a link that you should not have clicked, and then you start apologizing to your entire village. No, it's not that I don't watch pornography. I just, I've been hacked. Yeah. So those are some of the things that we actually get to see today. So what are you protecting, ladies and gentlemen? Number one is your identity. You're protecting, number one, your name, your ID, your phone number, and your location. How many people know that data is being sold? Yeah. How many people? Yeah, there are links. UNHCR links. Oh, I don't know, the United Nations is sending $2,000 to every person who clicks on this link. You click on that link and then all of a sudden you see wonders that you've never seen. Yeah. You're also protecting your money. You're protecting your M-Pesa, your bank accounts, and probably PayPal. You're also protecting your accounts. We have Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, Gigi, Upwork, if you have all the various accounts. And at the same time, you're protecting your devices. You're protecting your phone, your laptop, and your tablet. This is very, very important for you to remember, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be protecting your identity, your money, your accounts, and you also need to protect your devices. Why are you actually doing this? To stay safe, all right? So here are some of the key areas of online safety. Number one, we have passwords and authentication, all right? Passwords and authentication. This means keeping accounts secure, all right? Keeping accounts secure. You need to have a strong password. We'll also talk about recognizing scams, fake links, yeah, and all these. Yeah, fake links, emails, or calls. You also need to be aware of safe browsing habits, using trusted websites and networks. And finally, you need to be able to know something called digital hygiene, that is updating software, clearing cache, or logging out. How many people have gone to a cyber cafe? You log into your Facebook page or Facebook account and you forget to log out. How many people used to do that? I used to work in a cyber cafe. Every time a client comes, logs into Facebook and texts the side chick for 2 hours straight. They're talking, she's sending him photos, and then once he's done, he forgets to log out. So the next person who comes, anakuwa DCI. They look at everything. They even start chatting with the side chick. Yeah. So digital hygiene, you need to know how to log out. Yeah. People don't know how to log out of computers. Yet, like when you're using a work computer, learn how to log out. Yeah. The very, very important things. So let's talk about a real example. Someone receives a message saying you have won 50,000 shillings from Safaricom. Click here. That is what we refer to as a phishing scam. All right? Or a fake employer asks for 300 shillings to process your CV. That is a scam. How many people have heard of these scams where you're told to pay a certain amount of money? Yeah. Someone is asking, what is a cache? A cache is a collection of items of the same type, stored or hidden in an accessible place. That is the whole definition. But in computing, there is a whole definition of what a cache is. Let me get you the whole definition probably. Now, a cache is a hardware or software component that stores data so that future requests for that data can be served faster. Like for example, there are browsers that you open on your phone and you realize that they open very, very fast. All right. Now, what happens is that there was some very simple, like minute amount of data that was stored so that when you visit the website next time, it's going to be fast to open up. That is like a very simple definition of a cache or a cache. In Kenyans, we call it cache. I'm a cache. All right. Or there are guys who call it sache. I don't know. So we also have public Wi-Fi at a cafe used to steal your Facebook login info. That is what we refer to as a data breach. Right? Have you ever gone and probably opened up Facebook using some public Wi-Fi and all of a sudden you start seeing things you've never seen, like someone is controlling your computer? Or if you ever find yourself, you log in into a public Wi-Fi and all of a sudden your computer starts like heating up. I'm not Bright Ngameli to be very sure about this, but these are things that I have seen people experience. You log into Wi-Fi and all of a sudden your computer is having a lot of these. It's heating up so fast. There are processes that are actually running in the background that you might not be aware of. Someone is probably getting your Facebook login credentials. Is there anyone over here who's lost access to their Facebook account? Is there anyone over here who's lost access to their Facebook account? Well, probably that's a data breach. All right? Those are some examples. Now, online safety is not about being afraid. It is about being smart, alert, and prepared whenever you go online. All right? Let's talk about passwords, your first line of defense, passwords. And before this particular session ends, you need to be 100% sure about how you set a password. Characteristics of a strong password. Yeah, let's talk about characteristics of a strong password. A good password should be 8 characters long. Number 1, it should be 8 characters long. Number 2, it should be a mix of capital and small letters. If you look at this word that I've actually put for you over here, Kenya, you can see that Kenya, the last A is a capital letter. Who would probably think that A is in caps? This is one way of actually making sure that you write a secure password. Include numbers and symbols. Look at this. At 2025, that. So if you're setting a password, you can even start with at John 2025, that, or even add a full stop. So you need to mix numbers, include numbers and symbols. Then it should be not predictable. It should not be predictable. Why? Avoid using your name or your birthday. You say Njeri 1996. And on your Facebook page, you've written, your name is Njeri and you're born in 1996. Right? Avoid using that, something like that. You need to make sure it's not predictable. Yeah? You use your boyfriend's name. Yeah? Johnny 2023, because you met in 2023. Yet on social media, you say your boyfriend is called who? Johnny. Yeah? When did you meet? 2023. It's so easy for someone to get your password. If your girlfriend is Mary, We unatuandikia Mary 2004. Should anyone be dating to a 2004? 2004 is how old? Hey, 2004 is 21 years old. What? Hey, okay, that's interesting. Okay. I thought 2004 kids, you should not be dating them, but yeah. 2000, so 21. I thought, I don't know why, but when you say something like, if you tell me you were born in 2003, I kind of think you're like 16, but if you were born in 2003, I've come to realize you're actually 22. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. So, use something strong. Look at this, an example of a strong password. Mwangi at what? 2025 hyphen. Or you can even use a hashtag. Okay? So, if you have to use your boyfriend's name, at Johnny 2027, make them not know. Labda mnataka kuachana 2027. So, if your plan is to leave Johnny at 2027, you use something like that. Or you can even take it the other way around. At 2027, and then you make Johnny small, and then the O big. Johnny. Full stop. All right? Yeah? If you want to probably marry or get married at 32, you don't have to say at 32, marry. And then you go online and start telling everyone, I want to get married at 32, yeah, in 2032. So, very simply, you say something like at Elvis, yeah, 2032. You can use a symbol at that one again, and you can even add a hashtag and something like that. That is how you create a strong password. A weak password would be something like 12345 or Elvis123. Yeah? Someone is saying Johnny 1 term 27 hash. Yeah, makes sense. That's an interesting one. So you can say Elvis123. Yeah, that's something else that you can actually get to do. Then you need to avoid the following mistakes using the same password everywhere. All right. Number 2 is writing passwords on papers or sticky notes. You write your passwords everywhere. They're on your papers, they're on sticky notes. You need to really avoid that. Number 3 is sharing passwords with friends or family. Sharing passwords. By the way, there are people who how many people have notebooks? Notebooks or diaries. You guys who have diaries, you go and say ATM password. Juu unaona kama utasahau, unasema 4567. So the next time we steal your ATM, the next thing you're going to be looking for is your diary. Yeah? Or probably, assuming you lost your ATM and your diary. Si umesaidia mwizi mara 10. They already know how to steal from you. Avoid writing your passwords on papers or even on sticky notes. Number 3 is sharing passwords with friends or family. Na si kwa ubaya, you don't have to give your passwords to your boyfriend. Even to inamana, your wife or your husband, si kwa ubaya, hii dunia imekuwa mbaya. But trust is important. If you trust them, you can. But avoid sharing those passwords. Yeah? You marry someone, kumbe who you didn't know that they were a scammer. 2 years down the line, they've cleaned you of your money and they've disappeared. And you're finding it hard to come and admit it. So, yeah. So you need to be careful. Then, is using simple or guessable words like what? Password. Or pass something like admin or your phone number. Like your password is 011-566-1135. Especially if you have a Gmail account. And this is your password. Ebuto, this is not the right way. You need to change it. Change this. You need to write a strong password. All right? So we have different passwords for email, mobile banking, ATMs, M-Pesa. For banking, like if you have M-Pesa and banking, you can have the same password. Categorize them into various sectors. For banking and M-Pesa, same password. For anything online, yeah, Gmail, you can have one password. The good thing about something like Google, let me tell you something. The moment you have a Google account, you can open up a TikTok account. You can open up not a Facebook. You can open up so many accounts without having to, create a new email and create a new account and password. You just need to click on continue with Google. That is a very, very good security measure. So the next time you're creating an account on a platform, click on continue with Google. All right? It's important for you to do that. It's really helpful and very, very fast. So let me proceed on, ladies and gentlemen. Then, there is something called two-factor authentication. How many people have ever heard of two-factor authentication? Two-factor authentication. This adds an extra layer after you have entered your password. So what happens when you log in? When you log in, you will receive something called like a code or an SMS or email. How many people experience that, especially with your Google account? It sends a code. That is what we refer to as two-factor authentication. Now, even if someone is able to guess your password, they can't get in without your phone. Yeah? Nowadays, everywhere is two-factor authentication. So you can use two-factor authentication on email, if you have Gmail, Facebook, PayPal, Upwork or Fiverr, or any app with sensitive information. Like nowadays, even banks, when you're sending money to someone, there has to be what? Two-factor authentication. You have to receive a certain someone, it's called an OTP. An OTP stands for one-time password. All right? One-time password. Those are very, very common scenarios that you're actually going to be finding. Then, tools to help you remember your passwords. There is something called Google Password Manager. If you open up Google Chrome and you come and click over here, you will see something, passwords and fill, and you have Google Password Manager. It allows you to preview all your accounts and their passwords. Now for me, I don't want to open up all. You can see all my accounts are actually here. All of them. If I open this up, I can be able to retrieve my passwords. Okay? And there are a few settings that you can change over here. There are a few settings that you can actually get to change. All these, just leave them as they are. You can even import passwords, by the way, and you can export passwords. You can download all these particular files. So on Google Chrome, I have clicked over here. I've come to passwords and autofill, and I've clicked on Google Password Manager. This is where you're going to find all your passwords. Or you can click over here, passwords.google.com. It's going to give you a list of all your passwords. Like if you have an account with KRA, you come and search with KRA over here. If you have an account with eCitizen, you come and search over here. It is going to save these passwords for you, and they are very, very safe. And it tells you, like for example, it can tell you where you have some breaches. You can check the passwords, and you can see already the authentication is very, very serious. We also have something else called Bitwarden or LastPass. This one is for more advanced users. For a start, just use Google Password Manager. It is honestly perfect and very, very good for you. Bitwarden are a bit advanced tools. Like if you check this, if you copy this, and let me just paste it over here. Bitwarden. No, not that one. This one. It allows you to store your passwords, but this one is mostly for businesses. Like if you want to take it, to another whole level, you can use a tool like this one. It's called Bitwarden. How many people have ever heard of such tools? Ama inakushtua kidogo? Yeah, you need to be aware of the existence of such tools, by the way. Yeah. So when someone asks you which is the best tool we can actually use to save our passwords, what if you forget your password? See, you just reset it. Yeah. When you forget your password, you're allowed to reset. So when you're probably asked to reset, it's going to ask you for like a phone number or an email. Yeah. You reset it just like that. So let's proceed on, ladies and gentlemen. You can also use something called a code system. You can remember, but others can't guess. So like, for example, if you want to use one password, like it's something that you can honestly do. Like it's easy for you to remember when you are born. Like if you can say at, or even you can even start with something that people don't even can guess. An asterisk like that, something like that. And then you can say star, probably your name. Yeah. Or Utumo. Probably was born in 2002. And then I can even now at Elvis. Then I add which year. Probably I want to get married at, I want to marry. Let's say I want to marry in 2032. I just say 2032. And then I say full stop. That's a very simple example of a password. If you look at this, who can be able to guess such a password? Who can be able to guess such a password? Do you think you can guess that password? It's not so easy. So now instead of saying Elvis Murray 2032, or even say 2002, create something and then you go everywhere telling people, hey, I was born in 2002. Yeah, I want to marry. It's so easy for you. You're already exposing your information. Yeah, and you see, combine letters and get even symbols. Have some elements. You can even make this one like caps. All right, it's not so easy for someone to figure that out. So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. That is a password or a code system. Now, here's a very simple exercise I would like for you guys to try. Create a strong password using the formula. Your name plus a symbol plus your year of birth if you want to, or any year you would prefer, and a symbol. We have 1 minute to do that. Let me give you guys 1 minute to actually get to do that so that you are able to actually get to do that. So go ahead. You have 1 minute. After you create your password, you can share it in the chat section. No one has set a password. We've said, let me go back. We've said you use your name, you use a symbol, and then you do an year and then another symbol again. An example is Jerry, #1999 @ I can see very, very good passwords over here. 16 seconds. Yeah, these are very, very good passwords. I can see very, very good passwords, honestly. Perfect. So let me copy a few passwords. Let me copy a few of these passwords so that you can actually get to see that people are now able to understand what it means. I'll begin with the first student. I'll begin with Lydia Omolo. This was her password. This is very good. This is her password. Katie, we have at Kate1999. Charles Kiume. Yeah. Kiume. This is good. I hope, but now I hope you're not going to be using these as your passwords. We have Jerry. This one should be changed. This one should be at the end like that. It's good. Caroline. Wanj. What? I like this password. I like this password. You can't even guess. This one you can't even guess. This is perfect. Tony at 2001 at okay, perfect. One time at 2027 hash. Okay. This one is very nice. This is very good. Nyeri #2020 at Nyawera. That is Nyawera. This is amazing. This is amazing. Is Nick your boyfriend? Nick must be the happiest man in the world. How is he ending up in your password? All right. We also have Faustin Akinyi. Okay. This is an amazing password. This one, I don't think someone can actually guess this. We have Bernard. This is a good password. Not yet. We need to add something. You can add something like that at the end of that number over there. Matthew Joy. Okay, amazing. Perfect. Amazing. I like this one. Caris must be very lucky. Caris. We have at Laura2345. This one no. This one you need to make sure you can use a different combination of numbers. Yeah. But it's still good. Very good. Perfect. At Al Mustafa at this one I like. This one no one can even guess. Perfect password. Juma #. Okay. Level 2 hospital. Tayen 1940 at. This is awesome. This one you can't even guess. Abdi. Wow. This is an interesting password. Hyphen. Caps. I probably would have done like something like that. And then did this. This makes a lot of sense. Yeah, this one you cannot guess. Abdinasir at 2020, hey, okay. That's interesting. Beatrice at 1991, question mark. Lillian at Lily 2025. Wow. Is this one a password? This one is a password. This one is Kylie at 2031, $, $. Okay, all these are actually honestly amazing passwords. Very, very good. Kuna mtu nimeona hapa ameweka maandamano. Who is that I've seen ameweka maandamano 2025? Let me get that password. I've seen a very, very interesting password over here. Someone has written maandamano. Where is that maandamano password? Yeah, I think I had seen maandamano somewhere over here. This one, maandamano 2024. This one is maandamano 2024. Maybe you can add like a hashtag over here, and you can even say something like, you start with that, and then you can even end with that, and you can even end with something like that. It's a strong password, but you need to remember it, all right? So set a password that you can remember. Ladies and gentlemen, up to that particular point, are we still together? Are we still together? Good. Let's talk about some of the common online scams in Kenya. How many people have been scammed? Probably umepoteza pesa in one way or the other. Probably you've lost some money in one way or the other. So, currently Kenya has a crisis with scammers. From wash guys, from all these. Yeah. So, scammers are actually getting smarter, and many target Kenyans who use mobile phones and free internet. Knowing what to watch out for helps you avoid losing money, accounts, or even personal data. Number one, we have something called phishing emails and fake links. What happens is that you get an email like that looks like it's from Safaricom, KRA, Gmail, or your bank. It says things like, confirm your account now, or click here to claim your prize. Now, the reality is it is a trap. Clicking that link takes you to a fake website that steals your login credentials. Are we together, ladies and gentlemen, up to that point? That is what we refer to as phishing emails and fake links. Never click on links from unknown senders. Never click on links from unknown senders. If you click on links from unknown senders, the problem is going to be on your end. Number two is fake job offers. You receive a message. Dear applicant, you've been shortlisted for a remote job. Pay 250 shillings for registration. How many people have received that before? Yeah? How many people have received that? Yeah? It looks real, even has logos and even a fake HR name. All right? Once you pay, here's a problem. Once you pay, they will disappear. Once you pay, they will disappear. No real employer will ask you to pay for a job. Yeah? You're told to pay for employment. Never do that again. Even academic writing, never ever do that again. Number three is get rich quick schemes, investment schemes. What they promise is something like this. Invest 500 shillings and get 5,000 shillings in 30 minutes. Invest 500 shillings and get 5,000 shillings in 30 minutes. How many people have seen that? There's a guy who used to run that scam. I don't know if he's still existent. There's a guy on TikTok who calls himself something Mapesa, Madola Mapesa. Yeah? Who tells people to send him money. And funny, people send him money. That's a surprising thing. You send him money and he tells you he's going to double your money. So what they do is that they're going to use fake screenshots, testimonials, and high pressure tactics. They're going to be telling you, it's about, we're going to be closing up, so you need to hurry up. And many young Kenyans have lost money through these particular Ponzi-style traps, right? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, right? You need to be very careful about some of these get-rich-quick investment schemes. Number four is something else we refer to as account recovery schemes, especially from banks or even on Facebook. It says something like this. We've detected suspicious activity on your Facebook account or TikTok account. Click this link to recover it. How many people have received that? Yeah? So what happens is you click on that link, you panic, and you follow the steps. and all of a sudden your account has been hacked. Never share your password or verification code with anyone. Please never do that. Yeah? If someone starts telling you to send them a verification code, please never do that. That is what we refer to as an account recovery scam. Number 5 is something we refer to as public Wi-Fi traps. Not every, especially this is a matatu. Stop connecting to those matatu Wi-Fis. You connect to free Wi-Fi in a matatu, a cafe, or in a hotel. A hacker is on the same network and they can intercept your data, especially if you log in to email or social media. How many people are not aware of that? Using public Wi-Fi, because you share a network with someone, they can easily retrieve your data. Avoid entering your passwords on public Wi-Fi. Use mobile data for sensitive tasks. Please get that, ladies and gentlemen. Public Wi-Fi traps. Then, let's talk about a quick safety checklist that you need to be very, very careful about. Number 1, you need to verify the sender before clicking on any link. Who has sent you a specific message? All right? Ask a trusted friend if something feels off. If you're still having some doubts, please ask someone. Please ask someone. Pause and think before reacting to urgent messages. Pause and think before reacting to what? Urgent messages. Don't share personal information with strangers, even if it's online. Please remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't share personal information with strangers, even online. Someone is telling you, I don't know, they want to clear you from CRP. Now tell them, I'll come to your office tomorrow. I'm not giving you any information. All right? How many people have been called by someone probably telling you, I don't know what, you want to verify your bank details. They start asking you for your KRA PIN. They want to confirm this. The funniest thing is someone calls you and tells you something like, what was this? What is this thing I actually saw? It's a scam that really shocked me, where someone calls you and pretends to be from Safaricom. And the person who is calling you with an Airtel number. And you're like, wait a minute. How is Safaricom calling me with an Airtel line? How many people have experienced that? You're like, wait a minute. 0736. It's an Airtel line. And this person claims to be Safaricom customer service. That doesn't really add up. So, don't share your personal information with strangers. Ladies and gentlemen, are we together up to that particular point? Are we together? I'd like to know if we are together. Let's talk about digital hygiene tips. Yeah? Most people are not aware of something called digital hygiene. It's important for you to remember some of these things. Yeah? Digital hygiene tips. Now, what is digital hygiene? Now, just the same way you clean your body and home, digital hygiene means taking care of your devices, apps, and data to stay safe, fast, and private online. Okay? Good digital hygiene protects you from viruses, fraud, and embarrassing tech problems. Yeah? These are some of the things that people really get to struggle with. So, number 1, one of the most important things that you can actually do when it comes to digital hygiene is to log out of shared devices. Always log out of your accounts on shared public computers, such as in cyber cafes, friends' laptops. Always remember to do that. Don't close a tab. Don't just close the tab. Log out or sign out. All right? And avoid checking email or bank accounts on someone else's phone. Don't take your phone and give it to and check someone's use another person's phone to check the account balances in your account. Utaona na zitaenda, and then you'll start saying that ulirogwa. No, it's because you used your devices, you used someone else's devices in a way that you should not have. Number 2 is to update your software. Keep your phone, laptop, and apps up to date. Now, what happens when you update mobile applications in your phone? When you see an update, just always update that. So what happens? Updates fix bugs and close security holes that hackers might exploit. So the next time your Samsung phone or iPhone or even your Techno is telling you for an update, install that update. But you need to verify whether it's coming from a legitimate source. All right. This one allows for you to get system updates and browser updates. Like for example, if you're using Google Chrome or Safari, there's going to be an update. Number 3 is something we refer to as clearing your browser data on a regular basis. Is there anyone over here who doesn't know how to clear browsing data? Yeah? You need to know how to clear browsing data, by the way. Your browser keeps a history of every site you visit. So if you're that person who visits those websites, most of the time you normally clear that data. Or if you don't want your husband to see what you've been Googling, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, yeah, what you do, I find it a little bit childish if you have to be clearing browsing data all the time. I am very suspicious of someone who doesn't have any data on their browsing history. Like unafungua unakuta ni blank. Like if I open mine, I hope haina ile. If I click over here and click on history and click on this particular website, let me show you history, and then it shows history. You're able to see what everything that you've actually been browsing all the way, and you can click over here to delete browsing data. All right, you can decide to delete over the last hour, 24 hours, 7 days, 4 weeks, or all time. All right, so please, these are some of the things that you can actually get to delete. You can delete your browsing data for those guys who are wondering about cached images and files. Like for example, when you visit a website for the first time, the next time you visit the website is going to be smooth because there is some data that has been stored from that particular website to allow you to access it seamlessly next time. So you can also clear all that. You just need to click on delete data. If you click on advanced, you have the ability to delete majority of this data. Are we together up to that point, ladies and gentlemen? History. So if you want to know if you can trust your partner, go and check their browsing history. Yeah, it's a little bit easy. You just come and click on delete browsing data over here. You just click on browsing data over here. This is where you're going to delete everything. It's an amazing thing to think about, yeah? If you want to delete your browsing data. Huyo mwenye amesema, hebu repeat again. I hope you're not doing it right now. Unafuta zile vitu zote. So, you also need to be mindful about what you post. Don't overshare on social media. That's one thing. Don't share your home address. Don't share your phone number. Don't share your ID or documents. Scammers will collect this information and impersonate or trick you. Yeah. Stop telling everyone that, my name is this and this. I live in. Don't give out some of this data, especially your phone number, even your ID. Right? Do you know how easy it is for people to use your ID, for people to actually get to use your ID to impersonate someone else? Yeah, to impersonate you. Sorry. Yeah, it's important for you to remember that. Be very careful about your details. How many people have heard of these cases where you find you are arrested by police and you're told that your ID was found in the crime scene? There's one time I heard of something similar like that. So if you lose your ID card, I think you know the proper procedures. You have to report it, right? Because if your ID card is found probably in a crime scene, you're going to be the chief suspect. So that's probably one of the most important things that you need to remember. Number 5 is to use trusted websites and mobile applications. Only download apps from the official Play Store or App Store. If you want to download apps, stop going to websites and searching for WhatsApp. Go to Play Store or even go to App Store. All right? Avoid free download sites. They contain viruses. All right? And always check reviews and ratings before downloading new tools. It is really, really important for you to get to understand that. Use trusted websites and apps. So here's some good daily habits. Good habit number 1 is log out after use. This one protects your accounts. Number 2, especially if you're sharing a computer. Number 2 is clear browsing history. So what happens is your devices are actually going to you're going to have an increase in speed in your devices, and it keeps your information safe. Update your mobile applications. This one is going to fix bugs and security issues. All right. Number 4 is use passwords and 2-factor authentication. This one is going to block hackers and intruders. When you wanapeana ATM card for identity, yeah, you need to be careful. Stop giving your your ATM card details that easily. Anytime you come across a website, you're like, ati munataka nini ATM? Shika ndio hii. Yeah. You want my credit card number? Oh, okay. Ni ile inaitangwa ATM. Oh, the number is 2456. What is there is a very nice code. Yeah. It's normally behind your ATM card. Yeah. If you give, it's called a CVV or a CVC. I don't know why CVV or CVC. Yeah. If you give out that number, and then you start calling Equity Bank, CVC, yeah, you will lose all your details. How safe is it logging to many AI tools using your email address by clicking on continue with Gmail? It's very safe. One of the best things about Gmail is this, and Google is this. If a platform or a tool, all right, if like for example a tool is not safe, you will be notified. And most of the time, before you even allowed to click on, before even like a website is allowed to continue with Google, it has to meet a few checks, especially when you're setting that up, if it's a company. Like for example, if you wanted people to log in into your website by clicking on continue with Google, you have to set that up. All right. And it's not that, let me say, it's not that easy. Yeah. So that's one of the things. You also need to know how to use passwords and two-factor authentication. This one prevents, blocks hackers and intruders. Avoid suspicious links. When you see, how many people have received these links? I don't know. Hustler fund, free, I don't know what. Please avoid those links. Just avoid. This one prevents scams. And number 2, data theft. Yeah, you will lose your data. You're asked to submit your name, your email address, and then your phone number and where you live and your ID number. And then after you click submit, you're waiting for the Hustler Fund money to get in. You don't know that your data has been stolen and it's going to be sold to someone. Digital hygiene is equals to digital respect. If you stay clean and cautious online, you reduce 90% of the tech problems and security threats that you could experience. Okay? So you need to stay clean. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Are we together up to that point, ladies and gentlemen? Are we together? Now let's look at one of the final things in our session tonight. Today's session is not supposed to be very, very long. What is ChatGPT? What is ChatGPT? Let's avoid asking questions that are not part of what we are talking about today. All right, so let's really avoid that. Yeah, sometimes you might ask a question, yeah, and you're going to now make people anxious because they want to know this. Like if you think like someone is asking what is online cookies, let me show you probably what you can easily do. Yeah, you just go to a platform like deepseek.com and you can easily click over here and you can search for something. What are online cookies? Yeah, please. You can do that. Sometimes kuna watu wanasema kwani hizi vitu hatujui hizi. It's a lot. If someone was to start teaching you everything about computing, it can really take a long time. So this could actually, you see, it gets to the technical aspect, right? Probably when you're talking about cybersecurity, this is when you're going to find yourself doing all these things. So, yeah, I hope that really helps you. Now, let's talk about ChatGPT. How many people know how to use ChatGPT? How many people know how to use ChatGPT? Now, ChatGPT is a combination of 2 words, chat and GPT. So what is chat? Chat, you can talk to it like you're chatting with a person. GPT, it stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. And this is actually an advanced AI language model developed by a company called OpenAI. All right? How many people are aware of a guy called Sam Altman? Sam Altman. He's one of the, I think he's the CEO of OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an AI assistant that understands your questions and gives human-like answers in seconds. Yeah. For those people who don't know how to use ChatGPT as an AI tool, this is it. In fact, how you access ChatGPT is going to this to go. You can go use this particular link, chat.openai.com. All right. It requires for you to have an email or a Google account to sign up. The moment you have a Google account, that is going to be very, very sufficient for you. And the good thing about ChatGPT is you can use it on your phone or your laptop. All right. For those guys who have a phone, go to Play Store or Apple Store and download the app ChatGPT. In the same case, you can download another app which is called DeepSeek. Works the same way as ChatGPT. Make sure you do that. So, good thing about ChatGPT is we have a free version. For those guys who don't like, chucking some money, we have the free version and we have the paid version. The paid version is honestly amazing. ChatGPT 4. We also have Gemini. You can also get to use Gemini. But today, I don't want to introduce you to a lot of these tools. I just want to introduce you to ChatGPT. So, if you don't want to use ChatGPT, you can use DeepSeek if you'd like to. All right. It works well and doesn't require for you to have to log in, but I would recommend you log in so that you're able to save and store data. And it is very, very useful if ChatGPT is down or unavailable. Do you know sometimes ChatGPT is down? Yeah. So if it is down, you can use DeepSeek, or you can even you can use DeepSeek or Gemini. So how can you access the paid version? No, if it's your first time, don't pay for it. Don't pay for it. First use the free version. Get guided on using it by having the various features that the free version actually provides. And then from there, you will be able to make the decision whether you want to pay, you want to get the paid version. For a start, just use the it's called the free version for now. It's ChatGPT 3.5. Use it for now and you can actually find a lot of value from it. So what makes ChatGPT very, very special? It can answer questions, it can write emails, it can summarize content, it can explain difficult topics and even create poems, jokes, or plans. It speaks in a tone that feels human and helpful. You can ask it almost anything from business advice to meal ideas. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I want to be practical. You see all these other slides? I want for you guys to actually go and read through them. I want you to go and read through them. Read through them on how you can actually get to use ChatGPT. Anyone can actually get to use ChatGPT. Honestly, you can even use it for your daily life. So let me show you what you can really do with ChatGPT. All right? So, chat.openai.com. We open that up. So normally, this is ChatGPT. On your left-hand side, this is where you're going to find, this is a paid version. You will find projects. So what are projects? Like for example, if you're working on a project for a specific client, you can organize your work in terms of projects. If you scroll down, you are able to find chats. What are chats? What you have requested ChatGPT to give you in terms of information. You can close the sidebar over here. This is a sidebar. Close it like that. Now over here is where you type anything you'd like. Now currently, I'm going to show you something over here. I'm going to go to facebook.com. I did a Facebook post. We are trying to be patriotic citizens and trying to be honest about history ya maandamano. So we are talking about, we're really like trying to sensitize on history yote ya maandamano. So I've done, okay. This is quite interesting. I've done a few posts today. Oh, this is quite interesting anyway. I never knew these posts have actually really done well. So these posts were about tomorrow's Mandamano. All right? No, let me not talk about Copilot for now. Let's focus on ChatGPT. Our focus today in today's class is ChatGPT and DeepSeek. Sorry, ChatGPT, not even DeepSeek. It avoids the confusion. Yeah, let's really focus on that, because this session is meant for beginners, please. But since we have quite a number of questions on this, I will create a whole document with the answers to all these questions, because I'm able to see them over here, and then I'll share them with you. Sijali, swali yako lazima itajibiwa. But let's just take care of the beginners for now, before we get to the other things like Copilot and all, hizo vitu zingine. So on ChatGPT over here, we can write something like, let's say, for example, we want to generate like a meal plan. How many people know how to generate meal plans, right? What you write down over here, let me educate you. What you write down over here when you open ChatGPT is what we refer to as a meal plan. A meal plan. Like, for example, this is what you can tell ChatGPT. You can tell it to act like. So you can tell it, act like a what? Act like a nutritionist in Kenya. Write me a 5-day meal plan that I can use. The meal plan needs to have 2 meals per day: breakfast and supper. Breakfast and supper. Suggest African traditional meals that are in line with Kenyan culture. Then you hit enter. So it is going to start generating for you. So here's a 5-day traditional meal plan, focusing on 2 wholesome meals per day, breakfast and supper, using affordable, locally available foods. The meals are culturally rooted, nutritious, and ideal for someone who wants to maintain energy levels that eat clean. Traditional Kenyan 5-day meal plan, designed by a Kenyan nutritionist. Day 1, breakfast: uji wa wimbi, fermented finger fillet porridge, unsweetened or with a dash of honey. A handful of groundnuts or boiled sweet potato on the side. How many people eat like this? Number 2, we have supper: ugali ya wimbi, finger millet ugali, kunde, cowpea leaves, cooked with onions, tomato, and a bit of coconut milk. Well, I never knew about this. And 1 glass of warm water with lemon. That is breakfast and supper. Day 2, boiled ndoma, masala chai made with milk, ginger, and cardamom. No sugar or minimal. Oh, this sounds like a very good meal plan. Supper: mixture of maize and beans, fried with onions, tomatoes, hoho, and dania. Sukuma wiki or managu, steamed or lightly sauteed. Optional: a small piece of avocado. Okay, that's interesting. Day 3, breakfast: sweet potatoes, boiled or roasted. A cup of fermented maziwa mala, traditional sour milk. Supper: traditional kienyeji chicken stew, boiled then simmered with onions, garlic, and tomatoes, and some brown ugali. And then we have terere, amaranth leaves, sauteed in garlic and onion. That's amazing. Breakfast: mahamri, coconut, cardamom, Swahili buns, limit to 1 or 2. Black tea or spiced chai, low sugar. Supper: mokimo, mashed potatoes with pumpkin leaves and maize. Minji stew, peas with carrots. Wow, that's amazing. What do you think about that, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think about that? Is it a meal plan that you can actually get to use? Now, you can even come and copy this particular meal plan as it is. You can copy that, and I can open Google Docs, and I can create a new document and paste that text over there. All right? We can use something like this. Yeah. So let me format this. You can see that, ladies and gentlemen. You can even decide to, someone is saying I send this meal plan. Okay, I will share this meal plan then. Yeah? Meal plan. Let me do something else. We can even say something like you are, you can say, act like a fitness coach in Kenya who knows everything about the human body. The human body. Right? Create a training program that I can use for 3 to 4 times of training per week. Also, include healthy supplements and pre-workouts that I can use and where I can get them. Then we hit enter. I want you to see what you will see. Kenyan fitness training program, 3 to 4 days per week by a certified fitness coach, body and performance specialist. Goals covered: lean muscle building, fat loss, functional strength, minimum equipment or home. So day 1 is full body strength, body weight or dumbbells. Day 2, rest or recovery, walking and stretching. Day 3, upper body and core, dumbbells and bar. Day 4, lower body plus cardio burn. Day 5, rest or mobility work. Day 6, functional heat plus core, body weight. Day 7, full rest or optional walk. So day 1, full body strength, 30 to 40 minutes. Body weights, body weight squats, 3 by 15. Push-ups, 3 by 12. Incline if beginner. Bent over rows, dumbbell. Wow. Lunges, each leg, 3 by 10. Plank, 3 by 30 seconds. An optional finisher will be 20 jumping jacks at times 3 rounds. Wow. This is so good. Now this is awesome, by the way. Let me copy this because it's getting serious now. This is recommended supplements: whey protein, muscle growth, creatine monohydrate, omega-3 fish oil, magnesium or zinc, multivitamin. Tips for Kenyan lifters: you don't need a fancy gym to grow. Consistency plus progressive overload is key. Use water jerrycans, bags of maize, or bricks for resistance if needed. Walk 8,000 steps a day, even on rest days. Focus on 7 to 8 hours of rest and hydration. That is 2 to 3 liters of water daily. I mean, this is awesome. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's very good. Let me actually add a new tab and paste that document over here. Yeah, let me format it for you guys so that you are able to preview this. Now, we can even go ahead and do something else. What else can I actually generate? Okay, you can proceed on and say, for someone losing weight, explain or act as a health and wellness coach who supports natural ways to lose weight. Okay? Generate an entire routine or program for someone who wants to lose weight, and what kind of food to take, and workout plan to use. Let's hit enter and see. Natural weight loss program designed for busy individuals who want to shed fat, feel lighter, and stay energized. 100% natural, no pills, no starvation, just systems. 8 weeks. Eat real food, not less food. Move daily, don't overtrain. Hydrate and sleep well. Fix your metabolism with routine. Track progress weekly, not daily. Monday, full body movement plus clean eating. Tuesday, core plus fasting plus herbal tea. Wednesday, lower body plus hydration, focus. Thursday, rest plus walk plus journaling. Friday, hit or dance plus veggies day. Hey, hiyo ataweza kukula veggies. Saturday, hiking, market walk or high protein. Sunday, rest, spiritual reset, stretching. Wow. Look at this. Morning routine, 6 to 8 a.m. Wake up plus stretch. Sunlight exposure is possible. Warm lemon water, 1 glass. 10 to 15 minutes jumping jacks, skipping, or a brisk walk. Herbal tea, green tea, moringa, or hibiscus. Breakfast after workout, 9 a.m. Boiled ndoma or sweet potato, 2 boiled eggs or plant-based protein. 1 glass of fermented porridge or mala. Mid-morning, I'm not sure about all this. Hey, but these are so many meals. That person is the person really going to lose weight? But I don't know. Yeah. So let me also put this over here. Hey, awai kuwa nakula lunch. You should be eating only like 2 meals a day. You cannot be eating 6 meals a day and you're trying to lose weight. Fitness, this is going to be the fitness program. So let me create this one. This one is going to be the weight loss program. Now, I think that's amazing. What if, let's say I wanted to create a plan for myself. We can say act like a productivity coach. Plan my day on the most optimum, let me use that, way we can. Let's say I wake up at what time? 6 a.m. in the morning. Let me not say 5 a.m. Let me say I wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. And I wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. Act like a productivity coach and most optimum way. I wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. Highlight the activities I can focus on. Now, one thing to remember, ladies and gentlemen, is if you're using ChatGPT for a long time, it is able to reference previous chats. Like probably it might get the details right because I had maybe previously in other chats over here, I had written, maybe there are other things, that I had actually written. So it's able to reference that. So now, highlight the activities I can focus on. Then I'm actually just going to hit enter. So, okay, this is interesting. Optimum daily plan. You wake up at 6 a.m., focus, deep work, discipline, creative energy. The core philosophy. In the mornings, you focus on your mind and body. Midday, execution and deep work. Evening, reflection and recovery. So your ideal schedule would be, you wake up 6 to 6:15 a.m., wake up plus drink warm water, add lemon. Okay. Then 6:15 to 6:45 a.m., prayer, journaling or meditation. 6:45 to 7:15, light workout, stretching, walking or body weight. 7:15 to 7:45 a.m., shower plus prep. 7:45 to 8:15 a.m., breakfast. 8:15 to 8:30, plan your day, top 3 priorities. 8:30 to 11 a.m., deep work block, no obstructions. 11 a.m. to 11:15, break, walk, snack, deep breath. 11 to 1 p.m., continued focused work on client meetings. 1 to 2 p.m., lunch plus 15-minute walk after. 2 to 4 p.m., admin tasks, calls, errands, light work. 4 to 5 p.m., learning block. You take a course, book, or a podcast. 5 to 6 p.m., creative side project time. 6 to 6:45 a.m., workout, strength, cardio, or evening walk. And 6:45 to 7:30, supper, light, low carb if possible. Hey, this is quite interesting. I've never seen this. I never thought of planning your day like this. 7:30 to 9 to 8:30 a.m. Yeah. Reflect, connect with loved ones, unwind. 8:30 to 9:30, light reading or spiritual practice. 9:30 to 10 p.m., sleep routine. No screens, lights dimmed. 10 p.m., lights out. Wow. That's very good. Do you want me to share this? Can I share this? Can I actually get to share this? Do you think it's okay? Let me share it with you. It can probably even help you. Today we're not looking at how to generate AI images, unfortunately. This one is a daily plan. Then, like another thing would be something else. We can even do like this one is ChatGPT prompts and results. So let me name that document like that. Like, let's say there's one thing that has been bothering you. You can even say something like this. I am a financial coach in Kenya. I want to begin my personal branding journey, but I am not sure where to start. Kindly guide me. Then you hit enter. It is going to generate something for you. Look at this. Personal branding roadmap for a financial coach in Kenya. Build visibility, trust, and authority to attract clients. Grow your community and monetize your expertise. Now, the first step is to define your brand foundation. Who are you helping? Choose your core audience. Are you helping young professionals, hustlers and SMEs, parents, Gen Z students, church or faith groups, faith-based communities? An example would be I help Gen Z Kenyans learn money habits that school never taught them. What is your core message? A one-liner that summarizes your value. Helping Kenyans master budgeting, saving, investing, and building financial peace. 1.3. What is your personality online? Choose your tone. Wow, this is like amazing. Is it raw and honest, polished and corporate, youthful and humorous, faith-based and values-driven? Well, kind of makes sense, right? Yeah, most of my posts are actually made using ChatGPT. But you see, what you do is you combine creativity. Like I get ideas. I'm someone who really gets a lot of ideas. So with the ideas and the creativity and artificial intelligence, when you bring them together, you create magic. Yeah. So you can decide to pick your two core platforms. TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So the ideal combination would be TikTok plus LinkedIn or Instagram plus LinkedIn. So you see LinkedIn is a constant. So I can start with TikTok plus LinkedIn. Now create your content buckets. Content type, tips and how-tos. Hot takes, why most Kenyans stay broke after payday. Have a look at that. It even creates a posting schedule for you. Yeah, look at this. It even tells you the tools you can use. So no one should really have an excuse that you don't know how to start. And in fact, by the way, look at this. You can even say, like, we can even say, because we can say create a post as, let's say, a long post on this topic. This one I have pasted over here. How to start saving with a small income. The target should be Gen Zs, and we need to use a tone and language favoring them. Then we hit enter. I want you to see the post it's actually going to write. How to start saving with some small income. Yes, it's possible. Relax. Let's talk. You just got your first income. Maybe you're freelancing. Maybe you're being underpaid in some internship that calls itself exposure. Maybe your chama has started giving you something small. Either way, money is entering your account, but somehow it lives like it has legs. You're trying, but between data bundles, chips kwa stage, that one emergency M-Pesa request from a cousin you forgot existed, savings just never happen. Let's fix that. Here's how to actually start saving even with a small income. No fluff, no motivational quotes, just real talk. Number one, first understand this simple truth. You're not broke. You're not too broke to save. You're just spending like someone who isn't. Saving isn't the amount, it's about the habit. If you can't save 300 shillings, you can't save 30,000. Because money doesn't fix discipline, it amplifies it. Well, now I'm being taught. Start with a percentage, not a shilling. Don't say, I'll save 1,000 shillings if your income is inconsistent. Instead, say, I'll save 10% of everything I earned, period. Made 5K this week, save 500. Got 1K from your side gig, save 100. Even if it's 50 bob, save it. Why? You're building muscle, money muscle. What do you think about that post, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think? Yeah, you can even tell it to make it shorter. We can say make it shorter for LinkedIn and Facebook. We can do something like that. You can see most Gen Zs say, I'll start saving when I earn more. But here's the truth. If you can't save 300, you won't magically start saving 30,000. Saving is not about income, it is about discipline. Here's how to actually save even with a small or inconsistent income. Number one, save a percentage, not a fixed amount. Look at that. So you can easily get to build your personal brand like that. Ati, how did I add that bot? Which bot? I haven't added any bot. Right? So you can easily get to try something like that. And you can use ChatGPT in very, very many perspectives. You can even use it for so many things. Right? Like if, for example, you want to use it to create a business plan. Like, for example, you can even continue and say something like, help me generate a price list of how I can price my services. Let's try and see. Let's see what it actually comes up with. Financial coaching services price list. One-on-one coaching, that is virtual or in person. Money reset session, 1 hour, 1,500. Money clarity bundle, 3 sessions. I mean, look at that, 4,000 shillings. 6 weeks coaching plan, 7,500. Okay, this is quite interesting. Group classes or workshops. Monthly budgeting class, 90 minutes, live with workbook, 500 bob. Finance for Gen Z bootcamp, 2-day virtual class, savings and debt strategy, 1,200. Corporate money workshop, 2 to 3 hours training for teams, custom slides plus Q&A, 25,000. You see, you are able to do all this. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can really get to do quite a number of things with ChatGPT. And I actually want to leave it for you guys to go ahead and try. No, is there a possibility that it can generate similar content on the same subject? No, it's not. As long as your prompt is right. Please get this, ladies and gentlemen. Your prompt. What is your prompt? What you input over there? If you give out a vague prompt like help me write an outline, it's not going to give you a correct answer, right? You can even say something like act like a Gen Z lecturer and set a 30, we can say a 30 question exercise that has choices. The quiz is about maandamano, especially in the Kenyan context and history. You can even say explain the correct answer. Then we say enter, and it's going to start generating the questions for you. Have a look at this. Maandamano 101. 30 simple, 30 question multiple choice. Topics, protests, protest resistance and people's power in Kenya. Ngumi na pen, we fight with facts. What does maandamano mean in Kiswahili? Demonstration. It gives you an entire quiz. What triggered the 23 maandamano wave in Kenya? A football match, fuel price hike, and can actually get to see that. Who was a key figure in leading the 2023, all right? It's actually 2024, youth protest on TikTok and Twitter. Eric Omondi, XT Andela, Gen Zs collectively, Maina Kageni. Yeah? It gives you Gen Zs. Okay? What was the chant used during the 2023 maandamano? Mapambano, yeah? Tumechoka, reject finance bill. Okay. When was Kenya's first major post-independence protest? 1969 Kisumu massacre. All right. This is honestly very good. What does Sabasaba refer to? A football team? 7th July protest in 1990. You can see. Very, very nice questions and answer. You can actually use this. Who are the second liberation heroes in Kenya? Activists like Wangari Maathai and Koigi Wamwere. Which of these was used by Gen Zs to mobilize maandamano in 2023? A. Facebook. I think mostly was TikTok and Twitter, yeah? This one was what that was actually used. It's 2024, I think, not 2023. What role did memes play in 2023 maandamano? Political satire and mass awareness. You can see. Ladies, are you able to learn? Ladies and gentlemen, are you able to learn something? Have you been able to learn something up to that particular point? Yeah? I really hope you have. Because at the end of the day, you can really get to use ChatGPT to your benefit. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I just want to bring the session to a close. It's 8:56 p.m. I really hope you have learned something. If anyone has a question, you can actually ask your question. Immediately after this session, I want to analyze every single comment that you guys actually shared over here so that we can respond with the answer. Yeah, okay. Let me send the slides to the group so that you can also be able to access them. So let me just do that now. Let me share the slides so that you can have access to them. Good. Let me share that. All right. Thank you, everyone. I hope this was satisfactory and helps you with understanding a few things. I hope you are also able to get to put this into practice. So, yeah, we are not covering how to generate photos today, please. We are not covering that in this session tonight. Yeah, because today's was just an introduction to this. No, this one is not the last session. The last session is going to be happening tomorrow. How can one protect his or her Facebook page? Having a strong password. Yeah, that is mostly basically it. The last session is going to be tomorrow. And then for those guys who want to join us for 2 extra free sessions next week, we can even make it 1 so that if you probably feel comfortable. Yeah, but the last session is supposed to be done tomorrow. But I hope the learning curve has been good and you've been learning a thing or two in the classes. Perfect. So, hello, is it possible to attach a document on ChatGPT and command it to write something in respect to the document? Yes, but you need to have the paid version. You just need to click over here, add photos and files. I can upload like this document I have shared with you on the WhatsApp group. And I can tell it to summarize this document with 2 sentences. It's going to read the document. This session covered online safety, teaching participants how to protect their identity, devices, passwords, and finances from scams, fraud, and poor digital hygiene, and introduced AI through ChatGPT, showing how to use it practically for writing, learning, business, and everyday life. The goal was to help learners stay safe and begin using AI as a smart assistant, not a replacement for thinking. Good. Yeah, tomorrow is when we are covering Canva. Tomorrow. That's when you're covering Canva. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is when you're going to be covering Canva. Tomorrow is when we will be covering Canva. Yeah. So that's one of the things. Selecting and copy. You just highlight like that. Right click. Copy. And then now you can even come over here and paste. That's how you do it. All right. Yeah, the free version, I believe it can do so, but very, very few files. Yes. Good. Perfect. So, will you recommend ChatGPT in creating a company profile? Yes, of course. You can use ChatGPT to actually get creating a company profile. Can ChatGPT help working out KRA VAT files return? I think yes, you can. I think yes, you can. It's not going to do it for you, but it can help you in the process. It can help you in the process. So it's something that you can actually try. Yeah. I think it should. Actually, it should. Yeah. Even if you want to know how much to how much to file in terms of your returns, you can get to use ChatGPT. All right. Thank you everyone so much for being in this particular session. And yeah, there are 3 extra sessions, but we can combine. We can combine 2 sessions and make them 1. Plus, I don't want to make it so boring for you guys. So we will combine 1 session and yeah. Instead of do 1 session 30 minutes and then the next one 30 minutes and then the next one 30 minutes, we can combine 2 of them and make them 1. Yeah. How long is the LMS accessible? As long as it takes for the rest of your life, if you can. Yeah. There's no deadline. There's no like a deadline after this you're not going to be. You will have access. So thank you everyone for being part of this particular session, and I hope you keep learning, keep practicing. At the end of the day, you will actually continue becoming better. Good. So thank you everyone. I appreciate and have yourselves a good night.